Hello, everyone. Coincidentally, it's my time of the month, and also it's that time of the week. Wow, I knew it would line up at some point. I'm bleeding. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's get into the news. We've strayed a little bit from politics lately, but I can't go without mentioning that Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is in hot water. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this guy is El Dante. Okay? It might be dunzo for you. Cuomo was in the news. If you don't know Cuomo, then you probably live under a fucking rock. Governor of New York. He was in the news a couple weeks ago because it was found out that he flubbed nursing home deaths related to COVID numbers. He wrote in a report, he told his aides to tell the state that it was 8,000 deaths and it was 15,000. I get it. I'm out here telling people I get 10,000 downloads an episode when it's closer to 10. So I fully get it, Cuomo, but you might be, that's like a big ass flub. And then I think eight women now have come out and accused Cuomo of sexual harassment, to which he said, I never meant to make anybody uncomfortable, which is what every guy says when you tell him that you fucked up, right? Every time you're like, hey, why did you hug me so hard? I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, well, you fucking did. As someone who has been sexually harassed in every single workplace, including my current workplace, and I work from home, thank you, Andrew. I'm going to go ahead and say that those women are probably, and the situations are very like specific. Anytime people are like, I don't believe her, I'm like, how could you make this up? Like, he's asking people to play strip poker. There was one where he left a photo of himself in the girl's hotel room when well, how could you even make that up? You have to be able to write like 50 Shades of Grey to come up with that stuff. These people work in politics. They're not coming up with fan fiction about Cuomo. So I believe it. So all these women came out. We don't know yet if he's resigning, which just goes to show what a man he is. Personally, I get a mild critique at work and I'm like, fine, I'll leave. I'll just quit. My boyfriend is like, hey, can you wash the dishes? Why don't we just break up then? It's always men who are like, I'm staying. Why would you want to stay after getting accused of fucking fraud and sex? But they love their little posts. They do. But I'll say this, one person who will no longer be sexually harassed, Lola Bunny. Okay. It's over. The Space Jam, I didn't even know there was a Space Jam coming out. I didn't know, but they got a new Space Jam reboot. Lola Bunny is no longer the hot bitch that she once was. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the makers of the movie could have done that without making a statement, right?
Right.
Now we all have to yeah. They're like, just so you know, Lola Bunny is now not a hot bitch. And we're like, okay, well, now we all have to talk about how we masturbated to a cartoon character 20 years ago. So, but she was pretty hot, and now they made her a little bit less hot. So, I mean, she's still pretty banging. She looks like a kind of a hot mom now, but not, her curvature is a little different. And in last news, we don't care about Seth Rogen starting a weed company. Some people here think it's cool. We talked about it a little bit before the pod. I think I'm anti-men doing things. Like, immediately when I heard this, I rolled my eyes. However, if Emma Stone started a weed company, I'd be like, of course. I think I just hate men. And there was like an article about Seth Rogen in the New York Times, and he was wearing like Birkenstock clogs with funky socks. And I said, fuck you. If anyone's sexually harassing, it's probably him. Leave Cuomo alone. Let's go after Seth Rogen and his fucking pottery. Stop trying to make weed happen. He posted on Instagram. He has his company's called what? What is his company called? Houseplant. Yes. And he sent in. Of course, I subscribed because I fucking hate myself. I was like, I'm doing this for research. And they emailed and they were like, big things coming. Anytime I say big things coming, nothing is coming. So I'm just going to go. It's not. I think it might not happen. But anyway, those are our topics for today. I'm super fucking pumped. And we have 2 returning guests. People have said they're the favorite guests. I don't want to make the other guests jealous.
Okay.
And maybe I'm just saying that to get them excited. Who the fuck knows now? But give it up for Stuart Fullerton.
Hi, Maddie.
And Jill Wiener.
Hey, Maddie.
What the fuck is up? I don't have roast jokes. I'm done. I'm fucking tired,
Good
dude.
for you.
I'm like hitting that year in quarantine. Every week I go to therapy. I say, I'm going to kill myself. And she says, please do. I'm sick of you. So
no need to roast us when we're just being roasted by God each and every day.
God is roasting us.
And by God, I mean not God. Something.
She is doing a great job.
She is up there hating us.
Whoever is up there, I respect. Every time I'm like, I have a severe Catholic upbringing, so every time I'm like, there's no God, I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, I'm just like trying to be cool. So girls, how we doing? Vaccine news coming out.
Yeah.
They said the comedy clubs are opening April.
That's right.
I'm about to fraud my way into a vaccine.
Oh, for sure.
They
don't check anything.
They don't check anything. You want me to perform inside? Okay,
Yeah.
well, all of a sudden, I have a 40 BMI. So
Yeah.
I'm about to wear a fucking fat suit.
Yeah. I'm going to pull a Tyra Banks and just roll in.
I'm pulling a nutty professor. Give me that fucking vaccine.
I technically jeweled for a whole summer, so I think I'm a smoker in New Jersey, hopefully.
Wait,
Yes.
if you're a smoker in New Jersey,
New
you can get the
Jersey. You
vaccine.
can.
But you
Yeah.
have to reside in New Jersey, right?
I will
They're
fucking
not
reside in New Jersey.
checking. The thing is, they're not checking.
Right, they're not checking.
So why not drive to New Jersey?
They're not checking. You could just say you're a waitress.
They're
I
not
know.
checking.
Again, you
They're
don't
not
even have to
checking
say anything.
Yeah. My sister-in-law went, and she didn't have to show anything. She just had to show her ID and like the barcode.
I think they're so busy. They're like, just get in here,
what-
get in here.
Yeah, I think the bosses said we cannot delay checking stuff.
Right.
Because people fumbling for their shit.
Yeah.
No, that is an extra minute per person.
And like I think like people don't speak English. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
truly like a huge, just like it's like the Titanic. Like all the like we're all just the poor people, just like wait,
Yes.
what's going on? Where do we go? Like
Yes.
next. And then
too
just
old.
the nurse is like,
It's Ellis Island. I
Yeah.
walked
Ellis
in there.
Island.
I'm going in there. They're chopping vowels off my last name. No more Italianos.
They're just two old people lying in a bed dying.
Yes.
I guess that is COVID. Sorry. Oopsie.
Thank you, Cuomo, for making that one happen. Well, I feel good. I feel like we're going to have a hot summer. I feel like shit's about to get real.
It's going to be a bacchanal.
I think we're gonna I think we're all gonna accidentally like black out. Like it's
Oh,
gonna be bad.
accidentally.
Like people are or not accidentally, but like we're just gonna be in the streets, like truly insane.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Coachella
like, you
in
know,
New
like
York.
when you go to the Coachella in New York. You know when you go to the Pride Parade and people are just like left and right smooching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's like, it's gonna be that for 3 months. I
3
think.
months, fireworks, all hours of the day.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
SantaCon every day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say I welcome it.
I can't
I'm fine
wait.
with it.
I know.
I would pay SantaCon.
I would
To show
pay
up
to
right
be.
now.
I would pay SantaCon to show up right now. I would pay to be in
To show up
SantaCon.
right now.
I used to be like, fuck you, fuck all these people, and now
I
I'm
used to
like,
hate
I
them.
am that person.
Yeah.
I'm a changed. Stuart and I drank a little bit yesterday, and I was like, let's keep fucking going.
Yeah.
Usually I'm
I
like
was ready
in and
to
out
go.
in an hour. I'm excited for my newfound endurance for
Yeah.
social activities.
No, I can't
yeah.
wait to socialize more. I didn't realize how much power I draw from other people.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
a succubus. Like
Yeah.
I really need
I know.
it.
That's the only reason I do this podcast. Come over, recharge
Come
me,
over, talk to
then
me.
leave,
Yeah.
and then I'll be mean to Andrew for 3 days because I have that power. I think I reference being mean to him too much, but I
don't
am
think
pretty
so.
mean. But
I mean,
It's what he loves you for.
It's
Yeah.
it's hard having a boyfriend in quarantine because it's like they're just there. It's like I don't have anyone else to yell at. Like normally, like I would take some of this out on work or my
Yes.
mom or like something like this, but I don't have anyone. But you're just sitting there. Like of course I have to yell at you.
He's got to fill all roles.
Yeah,
and holes.
exactly.
And holes.
And holes.
Sometimes holes. Lately, no holes.
Oh no!
Lately, not as many holes.
Today I said, should we have sex tonight? And he said, yeah, it's been 6 weeks. How
Wow.
dare you keep a timeline,
Wow, wow,
first
wow,
of all.
wow,
And
wow.
yes, it's been...
We need to bring him to the red table talk.
I
and
know.
discuss-
The red table talk. Is that from The Bachelor?
No, it's like Jada Pinkett Smith. It's a whole thing.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, we need to bring
You
him
don't
with
need to know.
Oprah. Oprah needs to interview both of
I
us.
see. Okay,
Oprah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into our first segment. I'm feeling pretty fucking good right now. And per usual, our first segment is called Let's Sync Up. So we always like a question to start the pod off to get us on the same page. We're talking Lola Bunny. That bitch is without a doubt hot as hell. The question today is, are there any cartoon characters that you remember seeing either now or as a kid that you were like, that is one hot motherfucker? I have a few.
I have a few too. I want to hear one of yours first.
I have a few also.
One of mine. Okay, so one who I used to think was super hot, and this is maybe a little too white of me, but I rewatched the movie recently and said, And it may be because he's voiced by Mel Gibson, but John Smith from Pocahontas.
Oh, you're a Mormon king.
I like a colonialist. I say, come, take my land, shoot my people.
He's super hot.
Yeah,
they
he's
just have him really built out. It is white to like him and embarrassing.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Maddie.
I'm with you. He is fine as hell.
He's fine as hell, and they have that outfit that's like big pants and
Like
boots.
ripples on his
Yeah, and the
man
ripples,
boobs.
and of course blonde. I've never met a blonde man in my life.
That's hot.
Yeah.
But John Smith, it works.
Yes, on John Smith it works because something's up, and he's got the jawline, and of course his like curiosity in Pocahontas. You're like, oh shit,
You're like,
he's
sounds like a
interested.
fetish.
It's a fetish for sure.
Yeah.
But I will say I did rewatch Pocahontas recently because it's the core. I'm usually not an adult Disney person.
Okay.
Do not.
I
get
was
it.
worried.
No.
I was concerned.
It's just like once once it's like every night you're watching something, you're like, sure, we'll watch a fucking cartoon
For old time's sake. Absolutely.
So we watched Pocahontas, and interestingly enough, Cocoam is now the hottest bitch in Disney history, in my humble opinion.
Oh yes, he's the leader. He's like her brother.
No,
Oh, that guy's hot.
Not her brother, the one her dad wants her to marry. And
Yes.
she's like, he's boring.
And he has,
I'm
like,
like, bring him.
tattoos.
He has
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
handprints on his
The handprints.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
He has like a little
Kim.
ponytail, right?
He has a ponytail, and he's super
Lil
serious.
Kim has handprints on her chest.
Well,
too.
Lil Kim is Lil Cocoam. He is Lil Cocoam. So I thought he was hotter. He's very like wants to provide for her, and
Yeah.
Pocahontas is like, no, I want to date a white man.
He's tan.
Yeah,
not
he's tan.
blonde.
Yeah, not
the family
blonde.
likes him already. He's got his wigwam. Like, let it happen.
Yeah, totally.
And then he ended up dying. I think.
I haven't seen that movie in forever, so I can't. All I remember is
I haven't
Painting with the
either.
Colors of the Wind.
Such a good song.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a bop.
And
And I remember that
It's a
raccoon is hilarious.
the raccoon and the little bird.
They always are.
Great comedic, and the raccoon's eating and then the pug of the English
the
guy.
king.
And then I'll say finally, Pocahontas is also super hot.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
And
That
fine.
hair, give me a break.
So long. If anyone gave me body dysmorphia, we're talking about magazines. We're talking about moms, Disney princesses.
Oh, for
Their
sure.
bodies.
Ariel's
Yeah.
waist snatched.
What is that?
Insane.
And Pocahontas has like the track and field shoulders.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a little like mini dress.
Yeah, her
you know?
dress is like.
Who tailored that?
I know.
Fashion Nova? Like, what is going
It's literally from Shein. It's from Shein official.
Shein. Shipped here from China. Okay, who do we got, Stuart?
Okay, I have a really good one. This
Okay.
is like one of my faves. I literally was sitting on my stuffed animals as a kid to this.
Whoa.
Oh, excuse me. I got a little dirty, but okay. His name is Dimitri, and he is from Anastasia.
Oh, yeah.
And he
he's hot.
is fine as hell. Let me just show you.
He's got a bit of a gay face, though, doesn't he? Can I say that?
He actually does.
Look at that. He's like, okay,
He
queen.
does look like when you meet a guy.
Wait, he
now.
actually does look like a gay guy on my work.
He looks like.
that invited me to Fire Island.
Back when you watched it, you wouldn't think that's a gay guy. But
Right.
now with the veneers, the Botox,
Right.
the fillers, you're like, oh, that's
This teeth. I mean, that fashion sense, that vest.
and he
Look how
moves.
he's carrying himself.
Wait, he's literally gay. Wait, I just found out that he's gay. I'm so upset.
he's gay as fuck.
This just broke my heart.
But he's still,
Yeah,
He's fine and
smoldering,
he
though.
is
and he's
hot.
a scammer, which adds to his like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hotness.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's scrappy. He's a scammer. He also jumps around a lot. I think he's fine as hell.
I would say if I was in a bar and I saw him, I would say, ooh, that's a hot, never mind.
Yeah.
You know, at first,
Like,
you're
ooh, that guy's hot, and then you see him like walk to the bathroom, and you're like, oh,
I'm
for
like,
a friend.
so upset right now that he's
for
gay. I'm upset that he's gay. I'm so upset, y'all. I have no
I would
idea.
actually argue that most of the Disney princes are the guy
Yeah.
in Cinderella, homo as hell.
Yeah, literally gay. He has no face, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, do you have a face?
Yeah, who is he?
Okay, then can I have a backup one that's a girl?
Of course. I have
Okay.
multiple too, so whatever you need to do.
So men and lesbians are going to agree with me on this one, and everyone.
So everyone here.
everyone is going to agree with me on this one. Was Roxanne from the Goofy movie not fine as hell?
Okay.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay.
She was fucking hot. Look at her cute
Yeah,
little
she's
sultry
very
face.
cute, very
she's
cute.
kind of curvy. Like
I
don't
want to
need
say something about Roxanne.
She had good
and
hair. She had a big butt. Like she looked.
She's thick.
Oh,
Oh.
let me see that one.
Okay.
This one's actually like
That's from porn, I
that's
think.
like porn.
That was
Actually,
like that
looks just like you,
that's
Maddie.
literally
the nose too.
The nose, the big brown nose.
She
Look-
that little. Okay,
remember
she
the
reminds
sex scene,
me.
kind of.
Oh, who could forget it?
How could you
Put
forget?
on the red light, Roxanne. I'm ready to party.
Roxanne.
Goof in me. I will say that her name's Roxanne.
Roxanne.
She reminds me of someone who, when you go out, she's like, guess how tall I am?
5'2".
Yeah.
No, come on, I'm over 5 feet. And all the guys are like, she's so fucking little. And like, she gets to go home with a 6'5" guy.
Because they just like to
Exactly.
throw her around.
She's like a Snooki, like a
Yeah, like a Snooki. Yeah.
Very like, come on, I can hit you.
Yeah, exactly. And she like wears like Bermuda shorts, even though they're out of style. But
Right.
like guys still think she's hot. But
Yes.
girls are like, why is she wearing Bermuda shorts?
Right.
Though?
Something very intriguing to me about the hot girl who dresses badly and
Yeah.
almost knows it, and
It's
everyone
like
else
Brittany
is like,
Murphy from Clueless in the beginning.
Yes.
you know?
It's almost like a power move.
It is
Yeah.
a power.
It's like
move.
I'm hot, so I don't even have to dress well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm ugly, so I don't have to dress well. On top of that,
Right. It's an added bonus.
it's
being ugly.
I'm on brand. I
I'm on
stick
brand.
with it.
I wear rags and I'm hideous. So
What do you want from me, John Smith? Fuck me. Would you fuck me if I was a Native American? Okay, Joe, who do we get?
well, I didn't choose an animated human. I chose the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
So hot.
Okay.
Mainly,
He
I
has
think
hot
it's
energy.
Hot energy. It's his attitude. He's so mean to her in the
Yeah.
beginning, and I
Yes.
just, I love when somebody treats me badly.
Yes.
And he's rich.
And he's rich, and he's got that big house and servants
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, super hot.
I want to say one thing about Beauty and the Beast, and why I think a lot of people think the Beast is hot is because when he reverts to his human form,
Hideous.
biggest letdown of my life.
yeah, not
That
hot.
nose.
Is
What
he-
are you doing?
Are you a ballerina?
Is he a redhead? No offense, ladies.
Yeah. No offense taken.
We can all agree that male redheads are hideous.
disgusting.
If I was banging a beast and Shaun White came out, I would say,
No.
go back.
I got a half pipe in the backyard. You can
It's like,
enjoy.
It's
That's
you.
it.
It's you. And she's like, fuck. I
she's
literally
like,
liked you as the beast more.
Yeah.
Go back to if they should have done a Shrek situation where she can look like the beast too, and they both can be beasts.
Yes.
Instead of this
And do
ugly
a
fucking
beast
guy.
style.
The guy
That's
looks
a
like
great
he
idea.
lives in fucking Crown Heights with and makes up pickles on his side.
Yeah,
you know?
Like a Jew? Is that what you're saying?
the newer Crown Heights.
Okay.
The white people.
Okay.
With those mutton chops. With
Like a redheaded Jew? I
With
can
his
say
mutton
that.
chops, he could get like a little curl
I
going.
was not calling him as a seed. I was calling him a Brooklyn white guy, but if you want, Jill can say it. I
I can say it. Like a Jewish person, I should
Yes,
say.
as a Jewish person, say what you want. But he came out looking something, and then I said, "You can't be that angry for what you look like."
Yeah.
And of course, he was that angry. Of
Why
course
was he so angry again? I can't remember, but that was just his bad attitude.
He was like a little. No, it was like he was Justin Bieber. Like he was rich, too young, and
Yeah.
he was like, I
Child
demand.
star.
He was mean to the ugly woman.
I see. Oh, the old woman who was
The-
like, I need a place to
Yes,
stay.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he was
Yeah.
just pretty much Justin Bieber and like
I
being
see.
rude. Like,
Literally,
get out of
yeah.
my face, bitch.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then
Don't you know who I am?
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see. And then
Justin
she cursed him.
Bieber, Aaron Carter,
Aaron Carter,
Logan Paul, and another
Logan Paul. Logan Paul
He
is
was
the.
literally Logan and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And then
He's like, are you homeless? Can we take a video with you?
Welcome to the Suicide Forest. Remember that video?
Yes. Wow. They're
Those were
bad
the
people.
days. They are.
You guys ever watch a Logan or Jake Paul video?
I watched the dead one.
Yeah, I watched
dead
the
person.
You watched
Suicide-
the dead person one?
Yeah.
I've watched a regular vlog, and there's just like women just hanging out with them.
Gross.
Yeah, that happens.
And
Women
they-
are International Women's Day, but sometimes
Sometimes
happy
women are
International Women's
horse, and
They
sometimes they make weird decisions.
they all have like thong bikinis on, and they just like walk around his house.
I wish I had that level of confidence
Yeah.
to just.
we
thong
should
it out.
just go and just like be us and
Just
doing
be
it.
us, not shave.
Like
not get
never
waxed.
shave. Like
They would
never.
be like, "What are these guys doing here?"
Fun prank.
It looks like the Beast and the aftermath.
They would be
Hey.
like, "Why is this old woman here?"
I'm
And then-
uglier. I'm uglier.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
All right.
I got another cartoon character, and when I was younger, I always watched Rocket Power. I
Oh.
wanted to bang the shit out of Otto Rocket. I was 10.
Otto was fine.
I was 10.
Otto was fine. I'm gonna pull it up for you.
Pull it
Rocket
up
Power.
for me. Sorry.
Rocket Power was
I'm
awesome.
like 30 years older than both of you, so
Yeah, you are pretty freaking old.
Thank you.
But I will say, so pull up the tapes.
He's so ugly.
I know.
Maddie,
This says a lot about you.
Maddie, is that a white guy with dreads?
No, I think they were actually.
Are we gonna cancel? We might
No.
cancel him.
No, I think that the
Okay, he's-
rockets were actually mixed, but we
okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Because I don't think we know. They didn't.
We don't know enough to cancel
We
him.
don't know.
But I think it was supposed to be because he had a sister. With
This one's hotter.
Twister was hot, but I always wanted to bang on.
She knows exactly. She's like, Twister was really hot.
Twister.
So Rocket Power, if you've never seen, was a show about the coolest kids you would ever meet.
It was like the OC.
It was the OC, but on Nickelodeon, and they love skateboarding. Like they just want a gnarly wave:
Cool.
skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, hockey.
Just like
Anything
shredding
on a
the
board.
nard.
They love shredding the nard.
Who doesn't?
They're obsessed
doesn't?
with going to the beach, and I always was like, I want that lifestyle,
Yeah.
but I didn't have any friends, so it would never happen.
Right.
Right.
You can't surf if you don't have friends.
Well, you got the ocean.
I didn't have an ocean. I
Well,
had
that's
lakes
You were in
underneath.
Buffalo.
I was in Buffalo.
That might be the first thing you need to.
I literally was like, "Can we move to California?" And they're like, "We're actually getting a divorce, so no."
Your dad's moving to California.
Yeah,
I tried to-
with a woman.
I tried to skateboard because I was like, this is so cool.
Yes.
Like, I
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
cool
yeah,
girl
yeah.
that skateboards for sure.
Yeah.
And then I tried once, and then they were like, oh, are you left-handed? And then whoever was
What?
teaching me was like, oh, that means you have to go with your left foot, and I don't know how to do that.
First
And
of all, are
I
you
just gave
left-handed?
up. Yeah.
Wow.
Since fucking when?
Since forever, like our President Obama
And Clinton.
and Clinton.
And
Probably
Abraham
Cuomo.
Lincoln.
And Cuomo.
Oh, Cuomo's
I made that up,
left-handed
but
Do you think Cuomo's left-handed?
I want
I
to
don't-
know.
I don't know.
He
He's-
doesn't strike me as.
Yeah, I think Lincoln was left-handed though.
Yeah.
Yeah, presidential.
Who else could free the slaves if not a left-hander? That's, are you left-handed?
Exactly.
No, I'm right-handed.
Me too.
Fucking rude.
I'm a fucking hack.
You guys
too.
are such hacks.
I
I'm
know.
super unique.
Everything's made for us.
Is Drew left-handed?
No, right. Boring.
Andrew's left-handed. You guys should fuck, and me and Drew should fuck. We should trade partners.
Swingers party.
Wait a second.
Left hands.
Wow. So you when you went to skateboard, they said no.
Then they were just like, oh, well, it's hard to, it's called Goofy Foot
Goofy
if you
foot.
go on your
Goofy
left.
foot.
And then they were like, this is hard. And I was like, I think neither of us want to be here. And then I just like went back to ballet.
Skateboarding's hard. I tried to be a skateboarder
Me
too.
too.
and
I think
just-
everyone tried.
I don't have good balance. I could do this thing where you like sit on it and roll down the hill. That was
Easily.
a specialty of mine.
I got a skateboard for one birthday. I think it was from Toys R Us, and
Cool.
I wanted to be a skateboarder so bad, and I tried. How do people?
How do people do it? They just go out there and bust their face open
Yeah.
until they're good?
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
so. I think you start when you like start walking. I think that's
Yeah.
the best way to do it. Because my niece is 8 and she's
Okay.
skateboarding professionally.
It's like
now.
being bilingual.
Wow,
I know,
that
she's
is
very
so
cool.
International
Very
Women's
cool.
Day.
Very Brooklyn.
It's the same as being. You have to raise them in a French household if you want them to speak French.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
It's a
exactly.
skater house.
A skateboard household.
He speaks English, French, and skating. So gnarly. Any more cartoon characters?
I was just gonna bring up one that's actually super hot. This wasn't really from my childhood or anything,
Yes.
but as you guys know, The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah.
The wife
Yes.
in The Incredibles
Yes.
has a
Her
fat
ass.
ass
Yeah.
and like
I agree.
hot little legs,
Yeah.
and she is freaking fire.
She has a good voice.
Who are these graphic designer men
Yeah.
who are like tiny little waists?
Yeah.
and then
big,
just like
thick
exactly.
thighs.
I'm gonna show you the picture of her.
She's
Or do you
great.
know?
There's some Pixar moms who are smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Fucking
like every
fire.
Pixar mom is like
Yeah.
a perfect hourglass.
Yeah, she's got these huge like thighs. Like she is looking fly.
She has
Like
thick
Megan Thee
thighs.
Stallion could never.
She has big, thick thighs. My body will never look like that.
Wow.
It will never
I
happen.
guess she's not real. So I'm like, wow. I wish I looked, wow. I should look like
You
that.
can get this body, Jill. You can.
Next time I go to a personal
with
trainer.
water, with just drinking more water. You can
Drinking
get
more
this
water,
body.
Drink
taking
more water.
some more supplements.
Next time I go to a personal trainer, I'm bringing a photo of her.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is what I want to
Make
look like.
This is what I want to look like. Also, Robin Hood from the Disney Robin Hood movies.
my
Robin
God.
Hood is hot.
I mean,
He is really hot, and he loves that woman who the
Yeah.
other fox, and they run
Fiona.
around and steal money, and he gets the little people out of jail.
Another scammer.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
hot.
but
So
a
hot.
good-willed
A good
scammer.
scammer.
Yeah.
So I do think Robin Hood is. I would fuck that fox
For sure.
That's
Very
all I'm gonna
foxy.
say.
He's cute.
There's so many more we could think of, but I feel like we're shanked at.
Yeah. Oh, there's one more.
oh.
I think Jessica Rabbit always was.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
of
is like
course. That's like shocking.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
Her boobs are slipping out of that dress.
They're
It's like this
just
over
like
her
this.
boob.
Who drew her?
She was drawn that way. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. Good for the
Good for the Toontowns.
Toontowns.
Good for the Toontowns.
They're
Good for
horny as hell.
Roger. Good for Roger.
Yeah.
Women love a funny guy.
Yes, they do. And men hate funny women. So
Happy International Women's
Happy
Day.
International Women's Day, everyone. If you guys think of any more cartoon characters throughout the punt, we can
come back to
The
it.
soft D on that pronunciation.
It's Spanish. It's skateboard. Okay, well, let's move on to our next segment. I feel good. This next segment is called What Would You Do?
Every decision we make, every action we take, affects the lives of others around us. Try to see how various people decide what is right. Try to judge their decisions.
Oh.
If your son was at home
Crying all alone on the bedroom floor
because he's hungry, and the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money.
I really listened to that song this weekend.
Oh shit, it's so good.
Yes, that's like one of my favorite songs.
It's so sad. I used to sing it in middle school, and I'd be like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah, like nothing bad had ever happened to me, and they're like crying all alone, and your husband's in jail, and I'm like,
And
yeah.
then the rap is like, "What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on a bed?" Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, what would I do? Probably nothing, because no one has sex with me."
Meanwhile, you're just watching Rocket Power.
I'm watching rock. I'm like, Otto is so fucking hot. Okay, so in this segment, it's called What Would You Do? So I'm throwing some things that happened to celebrities this week.
Okay.
And you tell us, what would you do?
Great.
What would you do if you were the celebrity and you were in this situation? So the first one is really funny. Eminem. Not the candy. That's where my mind was going.
You're
so I wanted to
crazy.
clarify. Speaking of hot cartoon characters, the green one.
Oh yeah, she's a slut.
Yeah, she's a fucking whore. So Eminem, the rapper, Gen Z, obviously coming after every art and artist. So of course they come after Eminem. It's interesting what they came after for Eminem. He said he was gonna murder Kim. He talked about his wife or girlfriend at the time. He talked about murdering her. He brought a blow up doll of Kim on stage and like beat her up while she was there.
That was not ideal.
And the lyric they called out was something he was on a Rihanna song with. So Gen Z was like, cancel Eminem. And I was like, oh yeah, the Kim stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
That was her name, right? Kim?
I think, wasn't he like super abusive to his mom too? Like
Yeah, there was shit with his mom. I just
Yeah.
remember like he wrote like "fuck you, Kim, I fucking hate you, whore."
Yeah.
About his first wife who he had a kid with. But the lyric they went after was the song that's like "just gonna stand
Yeah.
with
Oh, yeah.
Rihanna, and the lyric was if she ever tries to fucking leave again, I'll tie her to the bed and set the house on fire.
Well, I mean, that's a way to get rid of a problem.
I think he's just trying to solve it.
That's why you
know?
don't smoke in bed.
I understand
Tired to the bed and set in the house.
it's passion, baby.
Yeah.
And he's just an artist talking about what would you do? He's saying what would you do?
Yeah,
If
he's
she ever
really-
left again.
He's saying what he would do. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think Gen Z has a lot of rap lyrics to parse through.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
One?
I'm like, you're really gonna come for Eminem? Like,
Yeah.
maybe just like start with like y'all's generation at this point. Like, they don't need to come for like our higher ups.
First of all, Eminem is literally a boomer at this point.
Yeah.
He's living off
Okay,
social
he's not even a millennial.
security. Yeah, he's
He's
not even
Gen X, I'd
he doesn't
say,
even have a
right?
center part. He has
Yeah.
no hair now. Does he have hair? I thought he had no hair.
I don't think so. I don't know.
And he looks like Jeff Bezos just grew up in Detroit.
Yeah.
And so like, why are you coming after this man, this fully grown man, father? And so they're saying, cancel Eminem. What would you do? I'm going to tell you what Eminem did.
Okay.
But what would you do if you were Eminem?
Okay, so here's my thing. First of all, like, it's Eminem. Like, you are sorry, let me be Eminem. Okay, sorry. If I think it's actually embarrassing for Eminem to respond to them at this point. Like, Eminem gives so few fucks. With him, it's like he's one of those people. It's like, how are you going to cancel him? Like, he's
Right.
already said everything bad that could
15
ever.
albums
Yeah.
out.
You're
in
kinda
which he
wasting
talks
your
about
time.
killing people.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're kind of wasting your time on him. Like, you know, obviously it's not great to speak violently about women, but like he's made it this far. And I think if I was Eminem, I'm not responding at all to
Yeah.
them.
I would also, in defense of Eminem, I would prefer someone be a wordsmith with their anger than actually do it. That's his whole
I
career
know.
is just
Yeah.
talking about it. He's literally a slam poet, but rapping.
I
Right.
know. I know.
How
Yeah.
could you not?
And anger is a huge part of rap.
Yeah. It is like
I just sounded like it was the teacher in Stand and Deliver, or the white woman that tries to teach in the inner city.
It is a huge part of
Anger
rap.
is a huge part of rap.
What are you angry about?
Tell us and put it into words. I agree. I would, if I was Eminem, I would say, what's TikTok? What's
Yeah.
the internet? What's Gen Z? I don't even know what
are
I
we not
am.
allowed to exaggerate anymore? Like I say, I'm gonna murder my
Yeah.
boss like every single day. Obviously, I said it on the podcast. I obviously am not gonna be
Obviously.
murdering my
Yeah.
boss tomorrow.
Obviously.
Unless it gets really bad.
I will also say, in defense of Gen Z, they can kind of criticize whoever they want, but Eminem, to respond, pussy ass bitch.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
That's
I think, I mean, if I were Eminem, I would definitely be like, okay, you want to come for me? And then I would just double down. Like, I would really, I mean, he's already so
Yeah.
successful. He has so much money. Like, he's really
Who
going to be
cares?
bothered by
Yeah.
people on TikTok. Might as well have some fun with it.
yeah.
You know, really just go at it. Really just write an entire song about dismembering a woman.
yeah.
Emotionally, physically.
I see. So this is what Eminem did.
Okay.
He did come back with a song.
Okay.
Oh.
It was not about dismembering women, which is why I think he's a pussy ass bitch. Because he came back with a song called Tone Deaf.
Yeah,
yes.
And the lyric was like, I won't stop even when my hair goes gray. Like,
Yeah. He was
Hasn't
like,
it
don't
always been
cancel me,
gray?
bitches.
yeah, you can't. First of all, you have no hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What,
Second of all, like,
gray's a metaphor, just like you killing women is a metaphor.
yes, I agree. I think for him to make a whole song about it and then just rap about, hey, how he can't be canceled through a rap is the equivalent of a stand-up going up and be like, everyone's trying to cancel me.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
even, just keep doing what you
Doesn't
do.
matter. Don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, don't acknowledge it, because
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, Eminem, got
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, it's like everything's
Yeah.
going to get to you now. So if I
Yes.
tweet at you, you're going to be like, well, I have to respond to this tweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe this is our end to get Eminem on the pod.
I know.
This is going to be the first male guest.
First male guest is Eminem. And it's like, so you said you wanted to murder me. Let's fucking go. 'Cause
Let's
I'm
go, bitch.
literally welcome death at this point.
Do a remake
like
of that
a hood
video with Dido.
Yes. Yeah, so that's what Eminem did. I don't know. I was like, what? You wasted
I think you
beats
wasted
on them?
Yeah, you wasted beats on them. You
Yeah.
wasted
Yeah.
time. I
Yeah.
actually did watch the video, and
Yeah.
like it's like super cool graphics. It's like you really went and paid someone to
Right.
graphic this whole. Pretty
Right.
talk about hot cartoons. There's some in the
Oh.
video.
Okay. Now I'm
There's
checking it
some in
out.
the video. There's some girls like. And he,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like maybe he did it because he was like, "Oh, I already have this captive audience, and I've been kind of irrelevant for the past like 5
So let me
years."
get back in.
And his manager's probably like, "You should capitalize. Like, get out
It's
there."
quarantine, you know?
Yeah, why not?
Our funds are down.
Make some dollars.
Come on, get out. It is true. Anything we put out during quarantine, I will say is forgivable. So I can't
Yes.
call him a pussy ass bitch when I also understand I myself am on TikTok and doing content
And
that,
responding
you
to the
know,
teens.
Yeah.
and responding to the teens.
Explains
so
the tie-dye.
It explains the tie-dye, explains the center part, literally everything I do. So, yeah, I guess I get it now. Through the lens of Corona.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, people are talking about Eminem now. However, I do think if he went hard on dismembering a woman's body, that would be like, Eminem would be trending on Twitter for
Oh, forget about
days.
it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Days.
Oprah would be ready to
Yeah.
do a second interview.
Oprah
Jokes
would
on
be ready.
late night for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
That's what you want. Eminem, call me. You know, I mean, we could set something up. Like,
More people talk about jokes and songs that are alarming than when Kevin Hart does a special called No Fucks Given.
Yeah.
You know, like, why can't he just do a special where it's like funny, edgy comedy that doesn't talk about like cancel culture?
I know.
I think old people talking about cancel culture is like, oh,
it's like so dumb.
You look so
dumb.
bad.
You look so
That's
dumb.
so true,
dumb.
especially men too.
Yeah.
Right. That's my hot take.
I agree.
Okay, so we got Eminem owned. Come on the pod. All right.
That's your invite.
We got situation number 2. I don't watch Entourage, but there wasn't a lot of celebrity freakouts this week, so we had Entourage Kevin Connolly. He's the redhead from Entourage. He parked his car at a florist shop to do a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's crushing it.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I read the article. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no, like he's doing podcasts.
Oh my god. The whole theme of
They're
this.
just like us. You know?
Yeah.
just like us.
Losers. They're just like us. So he parks his Tesla, and the florist said, "I keep telling you to stop fucking parking this Tesla in front of course, white man who has an ounce of fame."
And the Tesla is like, we hate you.
We hate
Yeah.
If it was a Corolla, she wouldn't care.
A Toyota would have been great. wait.
Yeah,
She would've been,
Toyota.
like, parked double.
Please come. A Subaru? Don't even get me started. But it was a Tesla, which automatically people are triggered. They say,
Yeah.
that's a car I'll never have.
Yeah.
And so he parks his car there and they say, get it out. You were towing it, and also you cannot park here anymore. You are forbidden from parking here. What does Kevin Connolly do? Flips a motherfucking shit in public.
Oh, Kevin.
Well, I guess I just told you what he did, but what would you guys do? My qualm is, you're mildly famous, don't flip out in public. Okay,
Yeah.
it's one thing if you're like,
Totally agree.
if you are Tom Cruise and you flip out in public,
Right.
people are like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Connolly, who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
You
Yeah,
can't
who
do
are you?
that.
And everybody's like, that becomes part of the joke. It's like, oh, you remember that guy? Like,
Yes.
It's like he's the
C-list.
classic like short guy too. Probably
Yeah.
with a small penis, hence the Tesla.
Yes.
And he's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so mad.
Yeah, like a little rat terrier. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. He knocks over some tulips.
Yeah, he like kicked their trash cans.
Yes.
twice. I will say, if my car had been towed, I would be mad.
yeah.
I would be mad, but
Because it's like, really, you guys, you can't help me out for 2 fucking seconds.
But if he's parked there before and
I think
and
it's
they've
been
gotten in-
told. I think they have a history of
They have a
dueling.
history of dueling.
Yeah. I feel like if I ever get an ounce of fame, I will protect my image as I will aim to never have a public freak out.
Yeah.
Because it's like your Tesla,
But also,
got
like,
towed?
right, like you can afford a Tesla, but you can't afford like the garage.
That too.
Yeah, or just a valet. I mean,
Or a valet.
Or a valet,
I mean, what
or an
is
Uber.
that
An
LA?
Uber, a valet in LA.
A valet in LA. That's what I'm saying.
An
Yeah.
Uber?
An
Yeah.
Uber,
How much
yes.
are these podcasts paying?
Right. And
Hello.
what podcast was it, and how can we get on?
Yes.
But also, like, it sounds like he has a mental feud with the floral shop too. If he keeps parking there,
I'm
Right.
obsessed with the fact that it's a floral shop.
I know, that
makes
like
it
it's
so
not
much
like
better.
a GameStop. It's like the sweetest. It's probably like 2 like sweet like women like,
I
hey
know.
Kevin Howard. He's like, get the
I'm picturing the bookstore owners in Portlandia.
Yeah. They're like,
yes.
Should we call the cops on
Do you
him?
mind not parking there, Mr. Connolly?
That's what I'm picturing. So in my situation, if I was Kevin, I don't know. I
you're a
would never be a
celeb-
man. I'll never be a man. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what their mindsets are.
You'll
But
never have a small penis like him.
I'll never have a small penis like him. My clit is bigger than his.
oh, girl, here it comes. Here comes the truth.
My clit, my fucking vag is massive. So, yeah, why are you freaking out if you know it's going to go in page 6?
Right. But maybe that's why he freaked out. Also, who knows?
know. I know.
But
Maybe
it
his
doesn't seem that
manager sent him in
plotting.
there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he
Dude.
doesn't seem like he's not always in the like tabloids.
It really
so.
I
seemed
didn't
like
even know
very
it was-
pandemic energy. Like,
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
like I've been there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I know. It's crazy to think like we're losing our minds. Celebrities
They're just
are
like us.
also off the rocker.
I know. Like I can't even imagine.
Nuts.
No words.
No
I'm like on one
words.
hand, I want to feel bad, and then on the other, I'm like, fuck you.
I mean,
sort
he
of-
got his car towed. It's not like he
I
got
know.
shot.
I will
I
say,
know.
like, dragging. Okay, maybe I'm just like pitying the rich, but like dragging a fucking like Subaru to a towing place is one thing. Like
Yeah.
dragging a Tesla to a tow place,
I know.
like it's kind of
Cool.
bold. Yeah, it's kind of like a boss move.
Yeah.
Like fuck your rich ass car. Like
Fuck
we're not
your
protecting
rich-ass
this car at all.
This is LA where
Yeah.
you can't park wherever, bitch.
Yeah.
It's like going fishing. He's like, I got a big one.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Rolls
wow.
into the lot. They're like,
Oh,
Everyone
Johnny
at
got the Tesla. Everyone at the lot's like trying to jump in.
Yes, they take photos for their Tinder profile. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that brings us to our last one of the segment. Speaking of feeling bad for celebrities,
Oh.
yesterday Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interviewed with Oprah to talk about their struggles of the past couple years. So we know what they said. They said the royal family's racist. They got a lot of problems. They were mean to us. They didn't provide security for Archie. I just want security for Archie. Now, what would you do if you were the royal family after this interview?
I know exactly what I'd do. I would go on TikTok.
Oh,
And I would start posting little videos. I'd be Queen Elizabeth. and
Claudia Conway.
I would Claudia Conway
Yes.
them, and I would be like, actually, they did this, this, this. I'd start posting pictures. Megan left her room a mess. And I'd
Right.
show her yoga mat laying out all shittily, and then I'd show Harry's teeth are awful. That's one thing I noticed in the interview.
One thing. That's the thing,
The
I,
thing I
noticed.
noticed.
Jesus Christ, dude, you're fucking billionaire.
They're
That's what I would
British,
do.
though. That's their
I know.
that's their
thing.
signature.
I know.
Their
It's
vibe.
like we have big butts now. They have bad teeth.
Yeah, they've
Your
always
teeth are
had
so
that.
bad. I love it. It's their
They're like, how do I get mine that small and pointy?
Get them filed down around the shop.
fucking dinosaur freaks? Yeah, that's a good. I really think that someone needs to spit the truth here.
Right.
But it's so hard to know because the tabloids are also involved and they spew negative shit. So it's hard to see through.
Yeah, we can't
Who's
side
planning
with
the stories,
We can't side
yeah.
with the tabloids. We also can't side with the royal family. We clearly have to side with Meghan and Harry, but like they're not really spilling much tea either, in my
Right.
The
opinion.
whole interview was like, they did.
The whole interview was literally like, we need security, and then
Yeah.
they would ask another question. They'd be like, but the security.
Yeah.
It is crazy that their kid doesn't have security. Like, that's
Yeah.
insane. Like, even though you're not HRHs or whatever, like, you
Yeah.
should still get a fucking security detail.
I-
But I guess they did murder Diana, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't put anything past him.
Yeah.
I think both sides are at fault here. It felt a very
Yes.
he said, she said
Yep.
situation. If I was the royal family, the tides are against you right now. I personally would
Yeah.
stay quiet.
Sit it out.
Yeah.
Maintain composure. Let those who love us say, "Oh, they can't do no wrong."
Right.
Because already their clout is crumbling per decade.
I know.
So for them to even try to
Just-
respond,
They were on thin ice with Diana, with
Yeah.
America, with Diana before.
Also,
yeah.
I mean,
she was our princess.
I
Yes.
guess they're just going to keep calm and carry on.
Yeah.
Hello, merch sale.
Merch sale.
Buckingham Palace sweatshirts 50% off, guys.
Also, I just hate the royal family. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care at all. We have all of our own bullshit celebrities we have to worry about in
I
America.
know.
Like, why do we
Yeah.
even dedicate? Like, what are we doing? I guess because
That's
Meghan
actually-
Markle is American.
Was
but
Diana American?
No,
Stupid
there's-
question. She was British, right?
Yeah,
No,
she's
she's
British.
Sorry.
But there's super like our that's actually a big thing that happened like with Meghan Markle. Like we don't have room to care
don't
about
care
more
about you.
more of them.
We
Like,
don't have room.
We
don't have
barely
room.
like Kate and like William were kind of cute. Like we
Right.
watched the wedding. Like some people woke up early, but it wasn't inundating our
People
news
woke
every
up early?
day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right? I know I
funny to
didn't, but some people did. I'm sure. I
Some
guess.
people did.
Yeah, it's all like we want to hear about the Kardashians and Britney Spears. We don't want to
Yes.
hear about you, Megan.
Yeah,
You're
get out of here.
boring.
You're boring. Like,
We
you don't have a
her.
personality.
I agree. You don't even have a that interview. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's still talking. You don't even have a personality. Like you.
She kept saying, right?
right.
And I was like, okay, then
Right.
tell more.
Tell more. Yeah, our royal family is the Kardashians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That and then the Trumps, like they.
And the
I mean,
Trumps.
that's obvious. Not to call them royal because they're monsters, all of them.
No, Jill, you can. We accept all.
Royal
I
in a
love-
bad way.
I love. I mean, it was a sad day when Trump left office for me. I am a huge supporter. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah.
It's sad. All right, well, let's get into our topics. From the top of the pod, we were talking Cuomo. We talked to Lola Bunny a little bit, and then Seth Rogen. Let's get into the Cuomo talk. This is tea. What do we think? What do we think is worse? The deflating the nursing home deaths or the sexual harassment?
I mean, I think the worst is hiding the bodies.
Me too.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like for someone who's so Italian, the fact that he's like like hiding bodies and like being sexually aggressive towards women, it's like you're really playing into stereotypes.
It's
here,
really
pal.
your culture.
Literally, what is this? The Sopranos live?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
It's a stage show.
I do think that these sexual harassment stories, and this is not to undermine the women, sound very Italian.
Yes.
Sound
Yeah.
very like,
Or like he called me toots and like
Yeah.
spat in my face.
Yeah, it's like he's not grabbing women's boobs, not to excuse his behavior because that is totally unacceptable.
no,
but it's,
Yeah,
but he's
totally.
saying things like you like to get with older guys, or
Yeah.
like what's the like very like kiss me on my mouth. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
just give it a shot.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny that like the first half of the pandemic, we were like insanely sexualizing
Yeah.
Yes,
Cuomo, like
I know.
literally calling him Daddy Cuomo. And then the second we
Cuomo-sexual,
find
yeah.
out that he knew he was a daddy and tried to get it, we're
Yes.
like, fuck you.
It was hotter when we thought he was a humble guy with a
Exactly.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
living
Yeah.
in his Italian villa,
Yeah.
and just sort of eating the Sunday sauce. Oh, what, the girls like me? That's funny. That's funny. But I
Yeah.
got to do my job. And now we know he's just like womenizing.
He's- yeah.
It's
That
like-
picture of him grabbing that girl's face at
Yeah.
that wedding.
Oh
my God,
she's like,
she's like, "Ugh, get off me!" Classic.
Old
I
men are
agree.
so gross.
They're the worst. Like, why would you ever grab a stranger's face like that? What are you doing? Get out of here, man.
I have to say, old men are horrifying.
They're
Yeah.
the worst demographic by far. I hate them.
The absolute worst. That brings me to our question of the topics. You guys been sexually harassed in the workplace? The times I have been sexually harassed, I was just thinking it's always men older than 50.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even know. They don't even realize what's going on. My first job in Brooklyn, I was working for a college, but the office I worked in was the office of someone else's office. I was like working in the office, but I didn't work there.
Yeah.
And the man who worked there every single day would give me an up down and would like pause.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
I haven't.
And I stopped going to the office.
Yeah,
Because
full
of-
up down.
Full up down
The
and being
up-down.
like, you look nice. Oh,
Get out of
and
here,
I was
dude.
fucking
I didn't ask.
curvy as fuck. So I was like, my tits felt they were growing with every.
When you're curvy and you try to wear business casual, it's just
yeah.
the worst.
That's the other thing is
It's
you.
like every button is like,
yeah, every button's like me, and the
like
blazer,
a little peeky boos right at the boobs, you know?
all the buttons.
and then like the pants, like I have like love handles
I
up
know.
here. Like,
you're like-
yes.
Yeah.
What if you want to work in fine, you have to be stick thin.
Yeah.
Because the clothes are not acceptable for plus size
the
women.
clothes are horrifying.
Yeah.
You're busting out. I looked like Joan from Mad Men. And of course, this guy is eyeing me. He's never seen a
He looks
woman
like
this
Jessica
curvy
Rabbit.
before. I look like Jessica Rabbit wearing fucking the loft. So every day, his name was Jerry, and he was like a community organizer. And I could have outed him.
Yeah.
I could have written a long thing for the Brooklyn Eagle. Jerry, you're fucking blah blah. But I didn't. I just stopped going there.
Yeah,
and
smart.
then I quit.
Yeah.
but yeah, daily nice dress, nice. Even they don't even realize it was the look. It's one thing to be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one thing to pass. Oh, that's a cool color, but to give you the up down
Up and down,
a
and
nice dress.
Yeah.
Ugh. You look very, or he would pull like the Woody Allen. You look very, what? How do I say? She looks nice today, doesn't she? You know, like bringing the other very like
Yeah,
Woody
yeah,
Allen,
yeah.
like
Like, I'm going to fuck my daughter in the attic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't you think she looks nice? Yeah, very much that. I was the Sun Yi.
Yeah.
One of my last boss, I didn't even look that nice this one day. I like literally had on like jeans and a black turtleneck, and I actually looked fire. But
Yeah, I was like, actually, I was like a black turtleneck on you, Stuart. That sounds
I
amazing.
actually looked dead straight
Steve
fire.
Jobs over here.
But I like walked into his office and he's like, "You look really nice today." I don't know if I'm allowed to say that anymore. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know. And I'm like, I'll wait until you finish this little. He's like, he was at UCB. All of a sudden, he's like, I don't know these days if we're allowed to say that women look nice. And I'm
I
like,
know.
okay.
I
shut
love
up.
when you stand there and you just wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll wait.
okay, finish your performance, Michael Scott, and then I'll
Michael
move
Scott.
on.
And then he finished, what did you want for lunch today?
Exactly. Let me go get your
Fucking-
fucking lunch, you asswipe.
You
Yeah.
fucking asswipe.
Well, mine's a little different. Mine was at the last, like, before this time, quarantine time, performing comedy at Caroline's was my last show I did before. And it was like, there was only 12 people in the audience, most of which were a bachelor party of men from Georgia. So after my
Oh
set,
my gosh.
Oh no.
after my set, which went fine. I mean, I did fine. I went to the bar to get a drink
Yeah.
because that's, you know, how you get paid. And there was one of the guys who was part of the bachelor party was at the bar, and he was very drunk. And I was just like, I'm just going to get my drink, go back to the seat. And he started talking to me. He's like,
No.
you're a comedian? And I was like,
No.
yeah. And then he's like, you Jewish? You look Jewish. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you got big old boobs. I was just like, come on, man.
Why do men speak this way? Like, are they cave? Like, what is
big old boobs?
I'm sorry for laughing, but I'm just picturing Jill at the bar alone trying to get one single drink.
I know.
I can just see her face too. Like, yep.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ugh. And I talked to the bartender. I was like, I'm sorry you have to work with this guy. I was like, why am I apologizing to the bartender?
Yeah, like he should be like, can we give you multiple free drinks because
the-
that guy's gonna rape you?
Just the looking and then going, big old boobs. And I was just like, God damn it.
Someone said that to you after asking if you were Jewish. Like all of it.
I know. It's just like, okay.
Oh my God. That guy probably has a wife and kids
Oh,
at
I'm
home.
sure he does. 100%. I bet he has multiple wives.
He has
like
multiple.
divorced.
Yes,
you know.
divorced. Wow. My story sounds so tame now.
Well, I have office
Oh, you have
stories
other-
too,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're appropriate. Well, I worked at a like a nonprofit in San Francisco as one of my first jobs, and looking back, I'm like, oh, my boss was very inappropriate with
Yeah.
me. Like he he made comments about like my chest size and stuff, and I was like, I was like 23 when I worked there. I know.
They do.
And then you look back and you're like, oh fuck, that was like sexual harassment.
Yeah.
God damn it.
God, fuck it. I could have had a lawsuit.
I know.
That's the biggest thing is you could have a lawsuit.
I know.
Yeah. You just let it happen.
Ugh, so much money lost in the past.
I know. I would be rolling in cash if I sued McDonald's for every time they burned my tongue. Fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
I have a cute one.
Okay.
Ooh.
I worked at this like smoothie bar.
Yes.
And we were all kind of nuts. Like it was all like actors.
Yeah.
And like
Right.
everyone was kind of nuts there. And there was a guy. He was straight. And every time we would make smoothie, we were stuck behind this little bar together. And I swear to God, have you guys ever heard of salmoning?
Yes. Where you go sloppy salmon where you put
It's
your-
where a guy goes or anyone goes in between a woman's legs and just goes.
I don't like that.
Gay guys do it to me a lot. It's a whole
I don't
thing.
like
I think
But
it's part of gay culture, I think.
I don't like
it's
gay
kind of a gay
culture.
thing. But then the straight man.
I don't like that.
This straight man did it clearly. My
No.
first love was Dimitri. I just wanted him to salmon the shit out of me. But this straight guy, every time I would go get the milk, he'd be like, Stuart, will you get the milk? And then he'd just go,
Oh no.
Oh my
and I
gosh.
would be like, please stop.
Oh, that's horrible.
You said it was a cute one.
It was kind of, it was funny. Like I would be like, stop.
Stuart, you are blinded by your love for him. Stuart, you realize, isn't it funny when you tell someone a story about being sexually harassed or
Yeah.
assault, and they're like, Stuart,
You're like, wait,
you should
got
tell
raped.
someone.
Yeah, you're like, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, bitch, and you're a cop. So,
So
yeah.
it was cute because the salmoning, it was like
Right.
on brand.
I had
Yeah.
a coworker who would do that too.
Really?
A
Yeah.
gay guy, but he would just come up and he goes, sloppy salmon.
Oh my God.
I worked at a bar at the time, so it was kind of part
See,
of my
with
culture,
bars, you kind
know.
of like
Restaurant
kinda,
bar culture.
no
is
HR.
different. There's no HR.
And
same
everybody's
with comedy.
drinking, baby.
Yep. Same with
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Have you guys ever been harassed at like in a green room, or you have to name names, of course, or anything? but-
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. I got
Louis C.K.
people.
pulled me.
Yeah, Louis C.K.
Me
jacked
too.
off in front of me.
Come on your pants.
It's
Me
hard.
too.
I never have because people respect me too much. So.
Yeah.
And I also wear the ugliest fucking clothes, so people are like, "Is that a man or a woman?" They don't know. But I don't think really.
It's more of the just being ignored, I think. The like, I don't see you. Like, I
Yeah.
look through you kind of.
Which
like,
is a version of sexual harassment. They are
Yeah.
harassing you because mentally, because you're a woman, they're ignoring you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right. Even the absence of attention
Yes.
is harassment.
It's harassment.
AKA,
How dare you?
You can't win, bitch. So good fucking luck. The worst is when you get to a show and the booker shakes hands with all the guys around you, and
Right.
then you have to be like, "I'm on the show too."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, are you
I
somebody's
do.
girlfriend? And you're like, no, I'm obviously single.
Yeah. Who would date me? You
Yeah.
fucking idiot. All right. So we all know we've been sexually harassed. So I feel like the Cuomo thing, through my experience with men, whether it's in an office or at a pizzeria, like it's
Yeah.
happened, and he probably did.
Yeah, he
I'm sure he
definitely
did.
did.
Yeah.
But will he resign? He seems pretty
know.
tied
Yeah.
to this post.
But with these body, I mean, the body count, I think, is a real
That is what
issue.
I- so
That
I
seems
Well, they're
like a-
saying that that the sexual harassment thing is like covering up for the bodies.
Well, I told you that last night.
Okay, I was drunk.
They're saying
No one is saying that.
I was drunk
Are
last
saying-
night. This happens to me all the time. I'll be drunk and then I'll just repeat back what someone told me. I'm like, they're like, that was me.
You're like,
Yes.
I told that to you 5
No
minutes
one
ago.
is
That was
saying
you.
that. I was theorizing because I thought it was very interesting
I
that
thought
the
that was
biggest,
the Daily Mail texting me.
Yes, it was the Daily Mail and it was the New York Times. No, because it's so interesting that the biggest like mistake you can make in your career is followed by some light
It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
sexual harassment. And now
Yeah.
more people are talking about the harassment
Than
than
the
the
bodies.
bodies hitting
Yeah.
the floor. So
Did it all
I'm
for the nookie.
I'm interested.
All to grab
What's
that
going on here?
face.
It couldn't be an inside job. That's literally illegal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think he'll resign. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who will admit defeat, you know.
no.
But who knows?
No. Me personally, if that happened to me, I would say no problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
bye.
Stuart talked to us about a work thing a few pods ago, and I'm surprised you didn't quit after that. After
I
the
know.
Drizzly
I know.
incident. She got called out for being angry to customer service people.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
she's
very
still
much
there.
so like Connor, what's his name? The little entourage guy.
oh, were you like,
Kevin
don't you know
Connolly.
who I worked for?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then our last topic for today, we got Seth Rogen weed. You guys are pro Seth Rogen.
Okay,
Seth
we're pro
Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
I love. You don't like Seth Rogen? He makes all those
It's-
cute little pots.
I used to hate him.
Ugh,
All right.
Shut up with your little. I just hate men with hobbies. Yes.
I hate men for
All right.
sure. And Seth Rogen unfortunately did make every man that we've ever met worse by
Yeah.
like convincing them that they were as funny as Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Literally, the minute Pineapple Express came out, every white man
know.
said,
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna do
also,
that.
they're like, oh, I can be like a 40-year-old loser and like sleep with a hot blonde chick. And it'll
Knocked
be
up.
Knocked
exactly.
up.
Yeah.
Knocked
yeah.
up, normalized the dad bod.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the weed product, okay, first of all, that he will use his own product because
Yes.
we're not pulling a Jennifer Aniston. We know you don't use a vino, Jennifer.
We
Yeah.
know you do
Mila
not use
Kunis,
Aveeno.
we know you don't eat hot Cheetos.
Right.
Like,
We know that Tina Fey does for not sure use
Use
Garnier
a-
Fructis. Don't
Yeah.
you
Garnier-
fucking talk to me about that
probably-
oil ripping shampoo.
Kevin Hart, you don't even have a credit card. Like someone
don't even
literally
know what
writes all
Kevin
of your
Hart-
checks
yeah.
for you.
I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
That is true. It feels very homegrown, literally.
Why don't you like it?
I don't know. I just like shut the fuck up. Okay. Is that a good reason? I'm not very good at debating. I think maybe it's just because like the culture of Seth Rogen has exploded over the past few years, and those are the
Yeah.
men who women want is the like funky socks LL Bean guy who normcore blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And like he's if any woman posts her ceramics, people are like, oh, artsy bitch, fuck you. But
true.
Seth Rogen does it. Fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's
Sick ass
literally
shit.
allowed to be hideous. Meanwhile, I haven't
he's
eaten
also
in
very
years just to be on TV.
I've never had a
once in my
meal.
life.
I've never had a meal in my life.
Yeah.
And I post something, people say, what a dumb fucking bitch. And Seth Rogen posts a mediocre pot
Yeah.
and pan and people say, you're my
I
hero.
think his pots are good. Also, on Twitter, he got into a huge fight with Ted Cruz, which was fantastic.
I've been liking him because of the Twitter recently.
That actually, again, is why I don't like him.
You love Ted Cruz.
I love it.
forgot
I
about
say, stop
you.
talking about my guy that way.
You love Ted.
No, I actually think the Seth Rogen thing is very like posing, like he thinks he's so cool. Fuck you, like commenting back, fuck you if you don't agree with me, like the Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah. Oh, the Jim Gaffigan, like, I'm
yeah,
angry
yeah,
and this is going to
yeah.
make me go viral.
Lost another fan.
It felt very like I'm cool as fuck. Jonah
Yeah.
Hill get his sweatsuit for surfing. I'm gonna comment on that. All these fucking
Yeah.
guys have so much money and they act
Yeah.
like they're even know what a tax is when they have offshore a fucking counts, you know?
Yeah.
And he's acting like he's one of us.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's where my offense comes
But I
in.
would love to work with him. So
We would love to have you on the pod, like for
yeah,
sure.
he probably won't work with us. Like, we're women.
Yeah,
Or will he?
He
well, we're not Leslie Mann.
Right. I'm working on that.
Or-
Still, I'm almost there.
What other women are in those?
Katherine Heigl, but he hates her.
Katherine
She's
Heigl,
done.
She's
He
done.
murdered her career, actually.
What about?
She's done,
Oh,
yeah.
because she was difficult.
He said he's the one that, like, started that rhetoric.
Oh, but is difficult?
he's
just
the Justin Timberlake of Judd Apatow movies.
Yeah, he really is.
interesting. But why
People
was
say that.
Why was she difficult though?
Well, she came out recently and said, la, la, la.
She came out recently saying, like, I showed up on set. These idiots, like, were late smoking weed. Like, I showed up, like,
so she was professional, and they were like, "It's a party."
It's like when you
Yeah.
get to a bar show and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we'll probably start in like 45.
and you're like,
yeah.
And then you pull a Kevin Connolly and you're like, get this flower
Yes.
shop down.
Totally. So I'm more on her side.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not on no one's side.
I'm with you with the Seth Rogen. And we don't need more products, but I like the weed for him. I'm
I like
this
the
is
weed for
good.
him.
Yeah.
I like his pots too. But what do I know? Sorry, Maddie. This might be the end
I'm
of our
normally
friendship.
on your side with stuff like this. I'm
No,
normally
it's totally fine. I signed up for the newsletter. I said, bring on the weed. I don't even smoke weed. I said, bring on the weed.
houseplant. I actually have
Houseplant.
houseplant merch. No
Oh,
kidding.
yes, the merch. That's the other thing is like, I'm like, where is this money going? Because you're already rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is interesting.
I guess it's cool. He has other things outside
Also,
of
like,
his things.
Kendall Jenner just got canceled for making a tequila brand.
Oh, yeah.
Which I get because she's technically, like, exploiting the people of Mexico is what they're saying. But, like, is Seth Rogen not exploiting, like, all the farmers in Colorado?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, how...
like, what?
I don't know about that.
Okay, cut it. We need to go.
I don't know if those two line up.
Wait, really?
What are you, Gen Z?
I'm literally Gen Z. Okay,
I don't
never mind.
know. It sounds like he is very involved in his
God forbid.
Chelsea Handler's supposed to have one. Chelsea Handler's supposed to
What?
have a weed company.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm into celebrity weed. Well, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson had a weed company a long time ago.
No one told me that.
Oh, I didn't know
like
that.
before weed was legal.
Oh.
It was just his van. Did you
Yeah.
just go?
No, but you
were
can-
you just a groupie?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, Joe
I
was
fucked Billy
back
Nelson.
in 1972.
It's true. I was the electric horseman he wrote that song about.
Deep cut. Jill doesn't know rocket power, but she knows this shit.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Well, maybe someday we can get his weed and smoke it on
And
the
try
pod.
it on the
Oh,
pod.
that'd be fun.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be fun.
A little weed time.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun. I think
I
that
won't
would
be able
We
actually
need a better name than that. But.
We should.
green grass is greener. The grass is greener.
grass
the grass
is greener.
is greener.
House plants.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That would actually be great.
I'd love that.
All right.
See you then.
Well, I think that's our pod. I don't know how long we've been going, but it feels like we're about an hour.
Feels great.
I'm really
yeah.
bad at timing. Okay, cool. So, Jill, where can we find you?
You can find me at Jill_lives on Instagram and Twitter. And my podcast is Wiki Freaks with a Z. Subscribe, listen, love
yes.
it.
Check out Wiki Freaks.
Thank you.
It's on all pod platforms. And then Stuart Fullerton.
You can follow me on Instagram at Stuart and Chill, on Twitter at Stuart and Chill as well. And you can listen to my podcast, Staying Humble with Stu.
Yes, check these girls out. And of course, if you guys, thank you. If you're watching on the Patreon, we fucking love you. Thank you guys for being here. If you're listening, join the Patreon. If you don't, you're a fucking bitch, piece of shit. Yes. Just kidding, Seth Rogen. $5 a month. We got videos. We got weekly solo pod and patreon.com/Maddie Smith. If you're listening, also give us a little rate, review, subscribe on Apple. And thanks for being here. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.